This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hello everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are continuing building with Cottage Living. We are building a smaller one today. That is, I think it's just for 2 Sims, but I can't actually fully remember. It might be for a couple and a kid. Is that right? I think so actually. Like I said in the video yesterday, I kind of built all these back to back. So in my head, they're a little bit mixed together, but I think that's who it's for. And it's also built in the foresty, or not the forest area, sorry, the farming-like area of the new world. So in the same area that we were building in yesterday, but tomorrow's build will most definitely be in the last one of the areas that we've not seen yet on the channel, so that will be the foresty one. I had an idea, or I had like a need, let's call it a need, to build a house with a modern extension. If you've seen the default houses, the ones that my fellow game changers have built, Sam actually built one. Sam is Hey Harry. She built one with a modern extension, and I thought it was so cool. So I was like, you know what? I need to build something as well with a modern extension. So that is what we're doing today. So it has the classic cottage vibe to it, but there is also a part of the build with this modern extension that is a little bit more it's a little bit more modern. So it's kind of, the interior has a mix of both more cottage looking things, like the cottage core items that came with the pack, but we're also using some base game items in the modern extension. So there's a little bit of a mix in there. It's like they've basically lived in the house for a while with this older looking furniture, if you will, or this cuter looking cottage core furniture. And then that's not necessarily old. Not necessarily old. And then they decided to, just add an extension to it, and instead of then getting more cottage core furniture for the extension, they decided to go for a more modern vibe for that furniture. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing today. I could kind of imagine the couple buying this house from either some friends or family, or maybe they've inherited the house or something like that, and then maybe they wanted to add their own touch to the house, or maybe they just wanted the rooms to be a little bit more open, because cottages often have smaller windows, at least in my experience they do. If you see the windows that came with Cottage Living as well, the one that we're using, or the ones that we're using, they're definitely on the smaller side compared to the more very open floor-to-ceiling window. Yeah, floor-to-ceiling. Why did that sound so weird for a second? Floor-to-ceiling windows that we're using in the modern extension as well. So maybe they just wanted one of the rooms to be a little bit more open, considering they are in beautiful surroundings and stuff, and maybe they just want a little bit more light coming into the house or something like that. So they decided to add a modern extension to the house, and this is basically the outcome. I hope you guys will like it. It is a little bit different from the other builds that I've done, and this will definitely also be different from the next 2 builds that are going up on the channel with Cottage Living as well, because I still have 2 more after this one. I have 2 smaller cottages that I'm also going to be uploading, so I hope you guys are looking forward to those as well, but let's focus a little bit on this one today. I do have to say something. I need to get this out of my system, because as you guys know, I'm a plant mom, so that feels weird to say. I just have a lot of plants, okay? And I'm sure that those of you who also either have a lot of plants or just really care about the plants that you have can fully understand me in this, like, when it comes to what I'm about to say. I'm a little bit crushed today because I've not had the time to like properly go through my plants and check for infestations and stuff for a while, because work has been so busy. And unfortunately, I decided to probably go through them today because this build was already recorded and edited. I just needed to sit down and do the voiceover. But as it turns out, like, I don't want to say, like, 12 to maybe 20 of my plants have thrips, and one also had mealybugs, and it's a whole infestation. I'm slightly crushed because, like, 3 out of my favorite plants are basically borderline dead. So I know that I'm laughing. I'm really not happy. I'm actually really crushed. So that's just I just needed to tell you guys, because I'm sure that those of you who have plants can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Like, I am truly just so, so sad. Also, because I know that thrips are really hard to get rid of because they have a stupid life cycle that is basically, it's like once you actually notice them on the plant, it's almost too late. So, you know, so yeah, that's been that's also why the video is up a little bit late, because I had to basically go through all of them and properly inspect them, and I decided to cut one of them up as well and see if I could save some of the clean leaves. So I'm propagating a little bit, but I don't know if it's gonna work out. It's kind of strange. I'm desperate. I just wanna, like, my Mycans was completely just dropping leaves, and I was wondering what the heck is going on. But at this point of the year, it's kind of like it could either be infestations, but it could also just be that it's really warm and you haven't fully properly adjusted to a new watering schedule because it's so warm, and your apartment is like, my apartment right now is like 27 to 28 degrees Celsius for you Americans. Just gonna clarify, which is really warm for plants, and they're in sunlight literally all day, and you kind of have to adjust the watering schedule. So at this time of year, when it's like 1 week it's kind of gray and rainy, and the next week we have a lot of sun, it's difficult to adjust. And yeah, I thought it was watering issues, but unfortunately my silver dragon was completely covered in thrips, and I hate myself for not having had time to probably go through them. And I just have not been, that one not savable at all. And I should better stop talking about it now, because I'm just gonna get really sad again. But yeah, I needed that off my chest. I know some of you guys that don't have plants are probably thinking, what the heck does she even mean? But I just yeah, it's sad. It's really sad when that happens, but it is what it is, and hopefully some of them will be salvageable, savable, however you want to say that. So, but basically it's just like little insects that are, for those of you who don't know, they're little insects that basically extract the juice out of the plant's leaves, and it's really creepy. They're like little vampire bugs, basically. Let's just put it like that. And you don't really see them because they just look like little specks of dust, basically, until you look up close and you see that they move. So you have to be really careful with this specific pest because they're just so hard to spot. And once there are so many of them, it's basically, for me at least, it's impossible for me to get rid of them. So that's a thing. Anyway, we talked about that for a little bit too long, but I know that a lot of you guys are plant parents too, because whenever I mention plants, some of you guys would be like, oh my gosh, I love my plants too. So I know that some of you guys can probably relate to this feeling like I failed my plants right now, and I'm just so sad about it. But I should probably stop talking about it, because I know that there's a lot of you guys that literally have no idea what I'm talking about, and probably I don't want to say don't care, because you should care if a person is sad about something, but maybe kind of don't want to hear about it. Anyway, so yeah, as you can see, we have put on the modern extension here. So I'm going for a lot more base game items in that little area. And then the kitchen is the old kitchen that came with the house. So they haven't touched that one. Obviously, we're using Cottage Living to decorate that little area of the house, but they have basically taken down, don't think too hard on this, because I don't know where the dining area or the living room area would be if I hadn't added the modern extension, but let's just pretend like this is the way it worked out, okay? So, I don't know if I had the original floor plan before they put on the modern extension. I don't know how that would work out size-wise and stuff, where would I put everything, but we're not gonna think about it too much. So anyway, but yeah, the old kitchen looks like this. I just love those cabinets. I feel like the cabinets make the kitchen. The counters are kind of they're just counters, whatever, but the cabinets make the kitchen. They are so cute. And I've been kind of, through these different 5 builds, I've been trying to use different swatches of the kitchen as well, because I know that it's kind of, when you overuse one pack, even though I only had access to base game in Cottage Living, so, and it's also the new pack. I kind of have to show it off to you guys as well. And whenever I get new stuff, I want to overuse it like crazy. You guys saw what happened with Dream Home Decorator as well. It was the same situation, just overusing it like crazy. So that is just how I work. That is just how it is. But I knew that I wasn't going to go for any of the base game kitchens either, so I had to kind of choose between, I had to try out as many of the different swatches as possible with the new kitchen, just like the rest of the furniture actually. I think I said that in yesterday's build. I was trying to go for different swatches or different color schemes in every single build that I did. Obviously, some of them will be a little bit more similar because there are certain color schemes that I sway towards more than others. That's just preference, that's fine. But I was trying to make them a little bit different from each other at least. So in this house, because I ended up using blue windows that are super cute by the way, I decided to go for some blue interior as well. And then for the modern extension, I went for a lot of like a darker warm brown, but also beige for the chairs and also the couches. And I think also the rug, or was the rug black or something? I don't remember anymore. Well, that's unfortunate, but for the rest of the house at least, I tried to go for more blues just because I felt like it would fit with the exterior of the house. Also, by the way, I used I never addressed that when I was doing the exterior because I was probably talking about my plant problem. I don't know what that was. Plant problem. But I ended up using the half wall trick. Yeah, half wall trick to do the dormer windows. I can speak today. This is going great. Anyway, I used the half wall trick to do the dormer windows. Is that actually, for a second there, I thought I had the wrong term for it, but it is dormer windows. I had to look it up because I was like, that doesn't sound right now. What's going on? But I decided to go for, I decided to try out the half wall trick because I don't think I've ever used it before actually, to do the dormer windows. So the house looks a little funky from the front, but it's a cool little trick. So definitely if you want to learn how to do that, you can kind of like go back to the start of the video and play in a slower speed and just see how I did it, but it's super easy. Also, if you want to extend the eaves on just one side of the roof, just hold down shift when you pull the eave, by the way. I often get questions about that actually, so it's super easy. Just hold down shift before you drag and you can extend the eaves on just one side. So that's how you do that. And yeah, I thought it looked cute. Well, yeah, this is probably one of the, I have like two builds that I like a little bit more than the others from the build, or among the builds that I did with early access, and the one that I probably like the most is the one that I did yesterday, but I think this is number 2. I think this is my second most favorite. So, but definitely let me know what you think. Did you like this one better than yesterday's, or did you not like any of them? Because I mean, that's also fair, completely fair. Also, I just noticed that I didn't actually go for dark brown. I think I tried it out at first, but then I must have changed it to the lighter wood tone instead. So, or maybe I'm just mixing it up with one of the other builds. could be a possibility. I also added an easel and a guitar in the modern extension because I figured they would need some kind of entertainment other than the TV. But I could imagine them sitting in the modern extension on a dark night when it's raining outside and maybe there's a thunderstorm where it's thundering. I don't know how to say that. And they're just like chilling in the modern extension in the living room, and one of them is playing the guitar or something like that. I don't know, I feel like that could be super cute and cozy and everything sweet like that. So that's why I put it there. And also the easel, just because the view, even though it's mainly trees, it's kind of beautiful still. Like, I love trees. I don't like the woods, but I love to look at the woods, okay? It makes sense. Actually, I don't. I'm just kidding. I don't mind the woods one bit. It's just spiders. I don't like spiders. That's it. That's all. So anyway, and also I just like going through the woods at night. It's not. I've watched too many horror movies. It doesn't work out. So just don't. I'm just not gonna do it. But anyway, so for the side yard, backyard, what did I end up doing here? Oh, I placed down the plots, and then they also have a couple of chicken coops. And I think there is possibly also a small dining table outside. No grill though, but definitely a small table so they can sit there and like chill together, have some food or something. I don't know. just sit and chill together, basically. And yeah, I think that's actually it. I must have changed some of the fencing later on because I remember putting down the hedge fencing, so the grass, or the grass one, the bushy one, not the grass one. Where did that come from? Imagine having a fence made out of grass. Whatever. But anyway, I ended up swapping out some of this wooden fence with that one, I'm pretty sure. Kind of inspired by the build that I did yesterday, actually, just because I felt like I needed to frame up or fence in the chickens a little bit better, so it just looked a lot better that it was made out of 2 different fences instead of just the wooden fence. They're not completely fenced in, by the way, which is actually funny because I bought one of the chickens. Because I like to take pictures and, you know, you have a cow in the picture, you have the chickens, stuff like that. So for these builds, at least for the last 3 that I built, I ended up actually buying the animals before taking the screenshots. And when I bought the chickens, one of them ran directly for the gate. I kid you not. It was like, I'm out of here, y'all, bye. And luckily, you know, the gate was closed, but it looked so funny. It walked out of the chicken coop, completely relaxed, you know, chill, laid back, and then it just took off, like it was gone. But luckily, you know, the gate was closed, like I said, so we're all good. The chicken is still in the garden, so, but it looks so funny. I was like, no, where are you going? I'm trying to take a picture here. Hello, come back. But we're all good, so. Anyway, we are at the end of the video now, so I'm gonna be wrapping up this voiceover. You can't download this build just yet because the game is not available, like the pack is not available to anyone right now, so I don't even have the tray files, but keep an eye on the community tab around pack release, and I'll let you guys know over there when they are available on both the gallery and on Patreon as tray files. So if you're interested in any of the builds that I've been doing, and the next 2 as well, definitely keep an eye on the community tab. If you like Roblox videos, check out my Roblox channel, and if you like lifestyle videos, check out my lifestyle channel. Both of those will be linked to in the description box down below, and that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye!